Your breath is the single wellness pill that you need to transform your life. And I don't say in the sense that you don't already have it. Here's the thing, and here's the catch. It's already within your control.
Now that I'm actually doing it, I'm noticing the difference it's making. I'm noticing the impact it's having on my life. And it's just a simple thing of breathing. Welcome to Evolve Ventures, the one place where leaders like you can dependably go to shift your consciousness to unlimited potential. I'm your host, Bianca Thomas.
And I'm your host, Emilia Smith. Welcome to our 100th episode. Woo-hoo! Big shout out to our team. Big shout out to you, Yonsei. Big shout out to Emilia. Go me. But most importantly, big shout out to our community, because if it weren't for everyone who is here, and if you are a new listener, shout out to you because you have arrived at Evolve Ventures, which we know will help transform your life for the better. But really, to our listeners, we are so grateful. Our community, we are so grateful for each and every single one of you, because if it weren't for you, we would really be purposeless, right? Because it's at the very core of what we do. It's surrounded deeply within, rooted within, helping to transform your life and evolve your consciousness truly into unlimited potential. So that being said, quick heel click. Welcome to the episode around the wellness pill. And this is an episode that I'm excited to dig into. It will be rather brief because Bianca and I both have commitments. But it will be diving into how this one pill can totally transform your life. And it's funny because you wouldn't necessarily land on this if I were to just ask you, like, what is the one wellness pill that you got to take to totally transform your life? But anyways, before we get into that, episode number 99, the I don't feel like it zone, that was a heavy hitter in terms of people giving us feedback of how much it spoke their truth, how many people resonated with that, and how many people felt in a loving way called out. So tune into that episode because it will make you better. The I don't feel like it zone is a zone that we can all get out of, but it certainly feels like quicksand sometimes. So go back to that episode if you haven't listened to it. So I want to, now that I take a big old deep breath.
Oh yeah.
It's perfect timing because this wellness pill that we're going to be talking about is all about the breath. So if you've been listening to recent episodes, Bianca and I have been doing, each month we have decided to theme out the month. And then based on, if you will, the finale of each month being hosted in our live event Out of the Mud, we reverse engineer the impact that we want to have. And that being said, each month is circulating around a specific theme, a specific topic. And this month of April, as it comes to a close, was all about evolve, fitness, well-being. And really, if you look at that health, wellness, fitness, it all has a different definition from every single corner of the earth. Everyone has their own fitness journey. And you heard in former episodes, we put a disclosure out there that, matter of factly, it looks different from everyone because everyone has their own different journey of health and fitness and well-being. And so whatever that is to you, we want to encourage each one of you to take a moment and reflect on what your health journey has been in this specific light. Bianca and I have talked about the 7 pillars of fitness. Shout out to Alan Lazarus, my baby, who has helped me categorize a lot of that stuff. And Bianca, you and I have really taken that to another level in terms of helping it help so many different people, because what we have found is the different pillars of fitness and of health and of well-being, while it might be labeled differently in each individual human, what we have found to evolve your idea, your limitations around health, wellness, and well-being, it really breaks it down into these 7 pillars. And the one that we are going to be talking about today is the breath, is oxygen. Now, we've talked about mobility, we've talked about sleep, we've talked about fitness in the physical form. We've talked about the other pillars, and go to Evolve Ventures on Instagram to kind of take a peek at those. But what you'll notice is that every single time, even in this episode, right, I want you to check in on how you're feeling right now. Are you anxious because of how fast I'm talking? Or as I'm kind of slowing it down, taking a big old deep breath through my nose and out through my mouth, do you also get that sense of like, let's slow it down, Emilia? One of the things that has been so critical for my personal evolution, and Bianca, I know yours too, and I'm excited to hear about that, is the breath. Your breath is the single wellness pill that you need to transform your life. And I don't say in the sense that you don't already have it. Here's the thing, and here's the catch. It's already within your control. And there's so many people out there that do not leverage that wellness pill, if you will, in their own every single day existence. Now, me running and la 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 really fast, that major central nervous system react in a different way. My heart was even building faster because my breathing pattern in yoga, they call it prana, is the breath and energy, and pranayama is breath and energy. And that is the life force, which gives us life, right? So when you leverage your breath, it can have tremendous impacts on your health and well-being. And ironically, how many of us grew up understanding that, realizing that the breath has so many different forms. It takes so many different shapes. As a matter of fact, your lungs might be filled with oxygen right now, but your belly, the deeper parts of your lungs, might have none in it. Different breathing patterns enable your brain to behave differently. So when you breathe in and it only fills your lungs, you're not enacting what we call diaphragmatic breathing. And diaphragmatic breathing, quick side note to all those nerds out there, we love you. It engages your vagus nerve. And at a very high level, what all of the research will point to, and there's a lot of research that's linked in the show notes, and we encourage you to explore this topic on your own accord. But when you push that breath down into your belly, I like to envision, and I told our team to envision this, a big old balloon inflating in your stomach. When you can envision this happening, you're engaging that vagus nerve, which connects to your brainstem, it connects to your central nervous system, it connects everything within your body, specifically your fight, flight, freeze, fawn, your stress responses that are programmed deeply within you. And so when you can leverage that breath to push it down into the belly, doesn't matter if you're stressed out at work, doesn't matter if you're stressed out listening to our episode, doesn't matter what the challenge is that you're going through, to be able to enact your breathing and different breathing methodologies can be that wellness pill that can put you on the track of better decision-making, a better decision-making process, and ultimately better outcomes for your life. And as a leader in this giant world that we have, I can tell you firsthand, and Bianca, I know you can too, if it weren't for our own ability to harness our breath, to work for us rather than against us, we would not be where we are today. And I know our clients wouldn't be where they are today. I know our community wouldn't be where they are today. Even just, like that simple exercise when we were first opening the episode, it's a different pace that we all feel in our bodies right now, huh? I know for me it is. I'm like, whoo, zenning out now. But because this is more bite-sized, we won't go super in depth within the neuroscience and with all of the body science of how much it connects. But what we will share is some of our own experiences and how we've been able to leverage those either for ourselves, for our team, or for our clients. One of the things that I'm most proud about, even speaking from a team level, is that one of our first opening exercises that we do when we meet as a team, shout out to you, Brie, is to breathe together, actually sync up our breathing patterns, and how that sets the tone of each and every single meeting that we do makes a world of a difference in terms of our ability to connect, to build trust, to build relationship, and ultimately to build impact together. So B, let me pass it over, the pranayama over to you, my friend. and share with us a little bit about the impact of this wellness pill on you, your clients or team members, your perspective.
So I recently have decided and have understood how much I was missing from not tapping into the more spiritual side of life, not understanding what's the word? Just consciousness in general, not meditating, not sitting still, not connecting to my like unique energy and feminism and whatnot. And so, with Emilia's help and with a bunch of research that I've been doing and a lot of the things that I'm listening to now, like a lot of Deepak Chopra and Sadhguru and a lot of different meditative things that I've been doing, something I've really come to understand is in Western society, so where Emilia and I are living, most people in this society are looking for a fast acting pill to just solve all their problems. And with me diving more into my spiritual side, my centered side, my connection to God and the universe and the spirit and whatever the term is that you want to use, I've come to understand how deeply and intimately the breath impacts me. So something that I've been doing a lot more lately is meditation. And I've noticed a massive impact and a massive shift in my mood and my overall functioning. And nothing else has changed apart from me taking the time, actually not taking, making the time to just sit down, be still, and breathe. Because what I'm doing is I'm consciously listening to the voices that come up, the thoughts that pop up, the feelings and the sensations that pop up that most of us avoid because we're afraid to deal with it. And so I am forcing myself to be there with them and utilizing my breath to feel safe, to feel okay, to feel regulated. Most of us cannot sit with that because all of those thoughts trigger our sympathetic nervous system. And that is what Emilia was talking about when she mentioned all of the body signs that pop up and how the breath impacts those body signs and the neuroscience and whatnot. But this really quickly, the sympathetic nervous system is the part of your central nervous system which impacts your heart rate, your sweating, your body temperature, your circulatory system, your muscle contraction, all of these different things that prep you for fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. And so with my experience and with my new experience of focusing intentionally on my breath and working through it, I'm actually teaching myself to no longer be afraid of those thoughts, to no longer be afraid of being alone, to no longer be afraid of the body sensations that come up when I'm still. And what that does is it's actually helping me when I am in a stressful experience, when I am going through something, to calm my body down, to calm my mind down, because I'm practicing it when nothing is going on. And so I get really good at it now when things are going on, when there are challenges out there. This is why this is the wellness pill, because it can be used in every single circumstance. And it is radically transformative if you give it the time, the patience, and the attention that it needs. But to my original point, so many of us in Western society is like, oh, I'm not going to do that woo woo BS. Oh, it's just spiritual jargon and whatever. And I fell very heavy into that. I was one of those people, whenever Emilia would mention spirituality to me, I would roll my eyes. And now that I'm actually doing it, I'm noticing the difference it's making. I'm noticing the impact it's having on my life. And it's just a simple thing of breathing. But it has so much more potent qualities than I think any of us give it credit.
Thanks for saying that. I think it's one of the most medicinal ancestral things that we can tap into. I mean, like, how do you know if someone's not breathing? You can check, or how do you know if someone's still alive? Like, usually, like, they're not breathing, and the pulse will only exist if you have some degree of oxygen intake, right? Because the brain will shut off after intake. And, that flat line, it's because oxygen is coming in no longer, right? That is not happening anymore. And if you were to like look back at my, like, let's say 12-year-old self, I would have never listened to a thing that I'm saying right now. I would have been like, yeah, right. You're spewing a pot of crock of poop. And you'd be like, absolutely not. Like that's just not how it works. Like, I'm not going to be 12 years old when I'm out here grinding, getting my, like, whatever it is, like building my empire, being successful. Like, that's like, I'm not just going to take a minute to breathe. I don't want to be that hippy dippy person that I see that, like, doesn't, like, whatever it is, doesn't fit into the mold of what my ideal of success in society actually looks like. Right. And a lot of us who will make fun of or will be in disbelief at the true centeredness and fulfillment that comes from those people who have harnessed the breath. It comes down to, it's like, what are they doing? But yet that ego part of us is so afraid and is so just disconnected from the belief that they can have that too. And you can use it in your day-to-day conflict. You can use it day to day when nothing's happening and you just want to connect and plug into yourself. But here's the thing, this pill, you can't overdose on it. You can't get arrested from being addicted to your breath. Matter of fact, there's a exercise that we're going to be doing with our team tonight that I told Bianca I'm really excited for, because what we're going to be doing is combining fire breathing with alchemist breath. So the alchemy breath is really big, deep breath in through the nose, pushing that air down into your tummy, that diaphragmatic breathing, engaging that, and exhaling out through the mouth.
You did that with me a couple weeks ago when we did a meditation together.
Yeah, it's so good. But we're going to be combining the fire breath, which is in through the nose, out through the nose.
Oh my God, I'm going to pass out doing that.
Yes. And what's fascinating you say that is because there's a natural high that actually can come from breathing and leveraging the breath a certain way. And what I mean by that, obviously, like hyperventilating, that's a whole different thing. That's where breath is not actually being used for any goodness. But I remember at one point, one of my deepest traumas, actually, I was able to heal through and actually see for the first time through a thing called holotropic breathing. And we'll put a link in the show notes for you to explore what that is. But it's a different level of meditative induction into your breath and going into that centered state of who you are. And so you might think like, okay, I'm a business owner, I'm a business leader, I'm building my empire. Why the heck does breath matter? And why should I really even try this? Well, we'll be going through an exercise with all of the pillars of health that we believe within Out of the Mud this coming Friday. When you hear this episode, it will be dropping. I think it'll be a week from when it drops. It will be, nope, I screwed that up. Just kidding.
This is releasing the day before Out of the Mud.
Right. Okay. All right. So it will be tomorrow night when you hear this for the first time, Friday, April 29th, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be going through a breath exercise that you might be able to tap into and you might think is weird or woo-woo or whatever, but I want you to check in because guarantee you your state, how your body is responding to you, will be changed. So excited for that. Bianca, I know you have episode suggestions, so let's crank those out and give our key takeaway, and then we'll go from there.
Number 9, how to develop an all-star mindset. Number 14, your energetic dualism with our girl, Shauna Pelton. And number 15, how to gauge your mental health. Now, in none of those did we directly talk about breath, but I think those tie in really well to this on how the mind and the breath really correlate with one another. So I think those are really good episodes to tie in with this.
Those are great. Yeah. Thank you. Shout out to Shauna. We haven't connected in a while, but we love you. Episode number 81, bridging the gap between medicine, brain, and mental health. We interviewed Dr. Matthew Nissen, and that was really, really powerful to really connect those things. And this is in a holistic medicine, which is your breath. 86, the power of choice, which obviously, depending upon your Nick Nissen, sorry, thank you, Bianca. The power of choice is impacted by your ability to harness your breath. And we'll be going into decision-making paradigms and the process of choice in our upcoming month, which will be themed around optimization. Ooh. Number 24, how to honor personal boundaries. When you'll notice how your heart rate ticks up when you're uncomfortable or when a boundary is actually overridden, I want you to check in with your breath, not just your heart rate, because your breathing is changing, which is impacting your heart rate. And so you breathe different based on your comfort level, right? So those all tie in. So B, what's your key takeaway? And then I'll jump into mine and we'll go from there.
The breath impacts more than we give it credit. And if you start becoming attuned with it, I guarantee you'll notice a shift in your mental health and your overall level of functioning.
My key takeaway is very similar to that. However, we are one breath away from changing our entire life. And I really, really believe that. And so it's part of it is working on that belief that will actually make that come true. Sweet and simple. There you go.
Love it. Love to hear it.
We hope you join us, like I said, this Friday in Out of the Mud. That will be really exciting. And we hope that you connect with us when you hear this on our IG Lives, which we do every single Friday from 12:30 to 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So much love to you all. Bianca, thank you for this beautiful episode and breathing with me.
Thank you. And thank you all so much. We love you and we will talk to you all soon. Bye.
Bye, everyone.